Hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the short answer. It is always a delight to be with you. I love to connect with our amazing community. You know, this village of people that has grown around the world is an amazing thing. We have this deep nest inside of Mortar Institute that we literally call the village people because, we make this joke that it takes a village, right? It takes a village to live my life. It takes a village to do all of this. And we also want to welcome you into our extended family. If you're joining us new, welcome. And if you've been with us forever, welcome back. And it is always the best just to connect in with what matters most in life. There are lots of things to talk about and lots of things to explore in life, and may we explore them all. And we also want to tie them into something that has heart and meaning for us, something that's actually going to allow us to progress in our lives, to evolve in our soulful selves, and to live a life that we truly love living. So we're here for the short answer to always tie those types of things together in little snippets here and there. And before we jump in with 1 second sooner, maybe it makes you curious. 1 second sooner. Oh, just 1 second sooner. Right? That's it. So we're plugging into that in just a moment. But first, we have some announcements to make. We have a very fun announcement to make, which is that we are going to be in person in September, in person in Scottsdale, Arizona, 26, 27, 28, and 29 of September at Ignite. Ignite we did last year. It was a fantastic experience. People absolutely loved it. And what I loved about it is that there was tremendous transformation in real time right there. Beginning to understand the difference of what is being awake and what is not, and how do we still the mind, and how do we master the mind, and what's the role of the mind, and who's the bad guy, or is there none, and how do we begin to tie all these things together in a way that we can feel that we can truly walk in life as this transformed individual, one that is no longer living as the protective or the performing personality, not hung up and caged in that way, but we drop into a soulful presence that is kind and compassionate and loving, and that is always looking for the possibility in circumstances, the opening, not the closing and the shutdown and the judgment, but the opening. We want to be more open. We want our lives to be more expansive and abundant. It requires opening, if you haven't put those pieces together yet. So we're definitely coming into this in Ignite. We're definitely rolling into 4 days of immersive, one healing process after another, one experiential exercise, one meditation, transmission, transformative circuit building exercises. We're going to have yoga where we're working with anchoring the consciousness in the body, in the core of the body, rather than walking around in terms of being dispersed and splatted in the personality. So we're going to also work with how to move your own energy, how to evolve, how to anchor more deeply so that your expansion and the elevation of your consciousness can lift with ease and grace. And so all that happening at Ignite in September. The spots fill up quickly, and because it is a live event, we have a limited number of seats in the ballroom. So we have a super early bird price for that until June 28th. Super early bird pricing until June 28th. So see the link in the comments below. Next, we also want to announce that the next monthly healing transmission is Wednesday, June 26. Wednesday, June 26. Go to monthlyhealingtransmission.com to register, and we will be there. All you have to do then is show up and receive. You don't have to know anything about transmissions or about meditation or anything of that nature. In fact, bring your friends, bring your family, bring people who need it most, right? It's a wildly rising time in the outer world these days, and we want to learn how to master ourselves in an uplifted sort of way that is deeply grounded and integrated, and monthly healing transmission will definitely immerse you in exactly that. Also want to remind you of the gold membership. That gold membership is it is a low fee of $15 a month. Your first month is free, and it's an opportunity for you to ask questions and engage and exchange, where we can develop the coursework as we go. I love it because we ask all the questions and then I answer them all at once together as we tie them together through their common threads. And so it's a very fun process. And the link to sign up for the gold membership is also in the comments below so that you can join us at the bottom of the hour today for the MasterClass, which is included as part of that gold membership. Okay. Also announcing Body Awake Yoga membership class, the first and third Thursday of every month. So join us by signing up for the Body Awake membership. And the membership includes 2 new classes every month. They're live or they're pre-recorded, but they're new information to you. I try to do them live every chance I get, but if I'm traveling, we have to think ahead and create that for you. But it's always infused in the energies that we are working with in Mortar Institute at any given time that you see them. And then you also have access to the over 100 streaming classes that we have done over the last several years. And it allows you to go through migrating nuances of your own evolution as we go through themes and work with these. There are various levels. If you're introduction, if you're never been in yoga, if you're in the chair, it doesn't matter. If you're a super yogi, we have something for everyone there because all of it is real and all of it is good in terms of our own humanity awakening. And so as well, the link for that is in the comments below as well. So the short answer is designed to bring you an idea that you can carry in your pocket, that you can keep with you, that you can actually remember enough. Because sometimes there's so much information, there's so much content out in the world, and I'm certainly bringing lots of ideas to people all the time, that I also like to just give you a little bite-sized snippet. And so to think in terms of 1 second sooner, I want you to just imagine what that might mean. 1 second sooner, 1 second sooner. So have you ever been in a situation where you recognize something and you wish that you'd have recognized it just 1 second sooner? Just, oh, if I'd have known that before I did this or before I said this or before I interpreted it this way, and yet I didn't. If I'd have only known just 1 second sooner, if I'd have spoken up 1 second sooner, I might have actually been able to be preemptive in some situation. I might have been able to allow for something to unfold. Or if I'd have known to pause 1 second sooner, if I'd have paused 1 second sooner than I did, I might have allowed for something to birth in front of me that would have allowed my subconscious to start trusting the universe and to start trusting that there is a flow in our lives and that everything is in divine order. It's all taken care of. All we have to do is show up and align ourselves to what is true and anchor ourselves in our own earthly existence and into the chakra system and the chakra 10 that is in the earth that is constantly guiding and anchoring us. And I speak about that in so much of the coursework that I teach, and it is such a wonderful way for people to anchor and become stable in ways and at times in their lives when, so much is happening or they're learning and awakening. So 1 second sooner means this, that if we are anchored in the body, we are available. And we can see the nuances, we can see the defensiveness in someone else, or we can see the agitation that's rising in ourselves, or we can see what's happening in this circumstance over here. We can see things netting together or separating apart. If we're anchored in our bodies and not just living in our heads, if we're not preoccupied with this hypervigilance about, is everything okay? What's going on? What's there? Am I included? What's happening? If we are living in our heads, that kind of knee-jerk reaction doesn't keep us grounded. It doesn't allow us to see and sense and feel that everything is okay. It doesn't allow us to trust and to allow the spaciousness in between our thoughts and our conclusions and our attitudes. It doesn't allow for us to let love pour through. Love pours through, but it pours through in a different wave form than our overthinking, over-trying, over-controlling selves do. That controlling, agitated mind that is fear-based is kind of operating like this in a bandwidth that is up and down and up and down and up and down. And it's actually the equivalent, not only to beta frequency, but gamma frequency in the brain, where we are thinking so fast, we're going so fast, we're not really feeling anything. We're just processing information. And at the end of the day, we haven't really felt much. we haven't really appreciated much. We haven't really expressed or experienced love. We haven't really lived until we open up that bandwidth and create some grace in the frequency that we are living in. And if we'd have known it 1 second sooner, we wouldn't have drawn that conclusion. But when we're so busy thinking, trying, doing, we're not available. We're not even here. We're actually ahead of ourselves. And what I mean by that is we are here as the universe, compressed into a funnel, compressed into a channel that descends to the earth, that hits the earth and rises up again. And as it rises up again, it rises as high as it can go, and it cycles and fountains around then and falls back to the earth. And we take it up again, this same energy, this essence, and we let it rise up once again. And it shoots out and up as high as it can go. And then it gracefully falls around in every direction. And then we pull that, it draws together again. And this is constantly recycling. And that happens at a pace about like this, at its fastest. And if you move your hands with me right now, you would start to feel that there's something actually quite beautiful in your palm of your hands. It's light, it is essence, it is the quantum field, it's the 0 point field, but it's more than that. It is love waiting to embody, not love as a sentiment, but the love that is the life force itself. It is pure presence. Feel the thickness as if your hands are moving through water and there's something weighted like golden light in the palms of your hands. And let it fall down around and then let it rise up again through your channel and exhaling out the crown and cycling around like this is what happens when we begin to trace that. It's a toric field pattern that I teach about in my coursework, and I strongly urge you to plug into something that teaches you more than what you can learn in just the short answer. At the very least, come into the MasterClass and let yourself be exposed to things that can be sustainably transformative in your life. And when we begin to learn this rhythm, or we start to feel this wave of grace, if we start to allow our hands to even move like this, what happens is we become familiar with a rhythm of life that could change everything for you. It could save you from quitting that job, divorcing that partner. It could save you from missing an opportunity, and it could keep you present so that you're never wishing that you had noticed that 1 second sooner. Then you wouldn't have said this or done this. It wouldn't have happened that way. It wouldn't have exploded if I'd have only noticed it just a second sooner than I did. Well, the way that we can is if we learn to compile an awareness of this energy that I'm speaking about. There is a universal pulse to this same energy, and it operates in this pulsation of information that is constantly pouring itself upon you. Billions of bits of information are coming to you every millisecond. And this pulsation that I'm demonstrating in this moment is the same frequency as this wave of grace that I'm speaking about. And it is the same frequency as this toric field flow that I'm inviting you into. And if you would build an awareness of those things in the in-between moments of your life, then what would happen when those moments that matter are shearing across your path? You catch that there's a vibration that you prefer to stay in, even if someone else is projecting or being angry or being agitated or negative, or if your boss is delivering too many demands, or if vacation got canceled for some reason, or if you got that letter in the mail that just wasn't at all what you were wanting to know. All of this is at your disposal 1 second sooner than your reaction. A millisecond sooner than your reaction. There is a greater truth than what you're about to plunge yourself into when you have a knee-jerk reaction to something. when your buttons get pushed or that trigger happens, instead of being curious about why I have these buttons and these triggers in the first place, instead of that, we just want to stop the person who pushed them or tripped that trigger. We just want to reflect back or deflect back or say, well, you do this too. And all the while, we miss it. We miss it. We miss it 1 second too late. Because the moment that we move into that realm of reactivity, the moment that we move into the realm that as if the person who is operating the way that they are is inviting you into a world that you don't even want to be in, if you could stay because you're so familiar with what another realm looks and feels and breathes like, you're so familiar that nothing will pull you off of this. And if it does, not for long. Not even for a second, not even a full second. You might flash to it, but you're right back home again. So I want to invite you to familiarize yourselves with the frequencies that I'm speaking about. It is alpha frequency and delta frequency combined. There is a depth of you that resides even at theta, which is a deep, rich frequency, grounding entity part of your life that is constantly wanting to rise up into your decisions. And when we allow these lower frequencies to be serving our higher frequencies, we're able to sustain full spectrum availability. We become flexible and pliable and energetic. We become hopeful and optimistic. We become innovative and creative. We become the leader of our life instead of reacting or always watching and waiting for a sign. We're destined to be creators, and it is your opportunity to take that on. Any moment in your life that you choose that, it's here for you. It is never not. And so if you're ever regretting something that has just occurred or the way that you managed yourself in that moment, and felt like, just a second sooner, if I could just go back to that moment and play it again, then know that the way that that will become possible for you is if in the in-between moments of life, you become so familiar with this reality that I'm speaking about, become so familiar with this wave of grace that is actually trying to carry your life. You become so aware of a universal pulsation of communication, love, and support that is here for you. That when the outer world in your movie is doing what it's doing, it doesn't have an effect. In fact, you stay home, you sit down, you anchor yourself even more. And a byproduct of that is you come to know a greater version of who you are than you would have known had those occurrences never happened in the first place. You become grateful at a loving presence at the same time. So 1 second sooner is available for you. It requires practice right before that second that a choice was unconsciously made to slip into a world you really don't want to be living in the first place. So come home to yourself. Learn how to do that. Begin by practicing at home. Let it matter more than anything else on a given day, on every day, and watch what happens. Transformation happens when we really, truly want it to, when we really, truly allow it to, by being in the vibrational frequency where it can. So blessings to you all. I hope the short answer has been helpful to you. And I do hope that you'll join us in the MasterClass. We definitely expound upon this and all sorts of applications to all of the questions of life, from the meaning of life to what are we supposed to eat for breakfast? Okay, so it's all here woven together for you. Quantum science, deep spirituality, how the brain works, how the master system that built the brain operates, and how we can learn to animate at that very level of life. We'll see you at the bottom of the hour. Click on the Master Class and join us for an amazing additional hour. Much love to you all. Bye-bye for now.